Oh, hey, good morning. Pasaria. By the way, my clapper feeds in Espanol, so I'm not mad. I'm learning a language and what an entire different culture's sense of humor is like. Hey, Mio. Okay, so you know what it is. This is Justice's Waiting Room. This is a daily live podcast where we discuss news and politics. And I'm a socialist, so hey, all that means is I want universal health care, education, income, and housing for everyone. Did you just become a socialist? Isn't that crazy how that works? Flipped you, just like a Democrat or Republican would have. Except the mission's way easier to digest. So this show has an opening tune every morning. Morning, Kelly. We listen to Edwin Starr's War. I highly recommend. You've heard this song your whole life. You've probably never heard this version. If you have, I'm talking to you. It's wonderful. Morning. So this is the intro song. I just don't make you listen to it. You could just listen to me. Because I'll talk. It's not going to say anything. Absolutely. Good God, y'all. My name is Jared. Here's where you can find me on Blue Sky. The live interactive. Play war so that I can make the show announcement. Hey, there's an audience here, you know? If I put it out before I go live and people come in here and it's an empty room, they'll never come back. I'm also live on Clapper. Live podcast. US News. Let's try some new ones. World News. Redditor. Ooh, I bet that's a good one. Redditor. I want to put links in there, see what that does. I use like five or six. Try to be smart about it. Do what works, change up what doesn't. Right? If it's good, accept it, utilize it. If it's not, dismiss it, move on, do something else. Morning. All right, kids. First things first. I go straight for the heart. Okay. I made a video today. I literally woke up with a start this morning. And I was like, whoa, 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 I'm starting to put some shit together, but it's like different than we've been talking about. So buckle the fuck up. This shit is rocky and wild. Like, what the fuck is going on? You about martial law for any distinction question? Well, now, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. Back up, back up, back up. Okay, so I got a bunch of people sending me a video of this white boy in an airport with a bag slung over his shoulder. And he says, hey, I'm on my way to The Hague. There's a big meeting and a big announcement tomorrow. Today. Today is January 31st, 2025. Okay? This means today could be a fucking wild ass day, kids. If I was you, I'd be very careful. Keep your head on a fucking swivel. If there was ever a day where I'm like, oh, there's gonna be some fucking activity, world activity today. So I'm not trying to scare anyone. I'm just trying to be realistic. White boy, clearly a journo, bag slung over his shoulder, walking through the airport. Scottish reporter. Thanks, Inspired. Yeah, he's a pretty young kid. He's a journo. He's gonna go report on this at the Hague, the ICC, the ICJ, where Jack Smith used to fucking work. And apparently in his video, and I'm going by his words, literally, I'm one of those people where I'm not going to extrapolate and like, I don't think that's what it meant there. That I am going to extrapolate. I'm not going to aggrandize or lie to you about what he said. He referenced Israel and Palestine. He referenced Israel and Palestine, The Hague, and I'll just let you sit with it for a second. So I'm not going to be that asshole that continues to ram this down your fucking throat when you're like, wait, hold, wait, hold, wait, shut, Jared, what? Yeah, there's a, and now Izzy said Scottish reporter kind of coasting through an airport with a bag over his shoulder, and he's clearly like a journo. He's nearly clean shaven, wire glasses. He just bet you he can report on some shit. Okay. And he says, I'm headed to The Hague. There's a big announcement tomorrow, and it has to do with Israel and Palestine. So I want to start the fucking show by saying free Palestine, as well as Slava Ukraine. What I'm choosing to do is think about all the people displaced from their homes since October 7th, 2022, and going all the way back to 1948, that have been pushed out of their homes by this apartheid state at the hands of people like Benjamin Netanyahu, who already has ICC charges for genocide and a warrant for his arrest, as well as Vladimir Putin already have charges. Who do you think they're going to charge now? I'll tell you, Donald Trump. Donald Trump, for his role for a conspiracy to commit genocide. It's this simple, kid. I know you're doing fucking backflips. We won't comply. We won't comply. Why do you think there's a bill on the table that the Democrats took down? Do some more cartwheels for Donald Trump while you're trying to backpedal out of this. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. What? BB's already been charged. Putin's already been charged. I told you I made a video that's about to get very popular, didn't I? Do you remember? Do you remember Vladimir Putin, Benjamin Netanyahu, Elon Musk, Donald Trump? Do you remember that fucking video? It was perfect. Perfect. For my content, my long-winded ass, I got a video that's just that. Yeah, Connect Four, motherfuckers. She said that. Remember, she was drinking wine, playing Connect Four. Do you remember when she was drinking wine, playing Connect Four? I know. Put your brains back in your head. I know I've blown your mind. Sit back down. Buckle up. Why do you think I was like, yeah, a bunch of shit's gonna happen today? Terrorist activity all day. all day long. I would literally, I don't bet on that. I don't bet, I would never gamble on, but that is like the easiest bet ever. Will there be a terrorist attack worldwide today? Fucking put it all on red. Not a doubt in my mind. Did you hear what I just said? Did you hear what I just said? A Scottish reporter that's not an American, so that gives him unlimited credibility, said, I'm going to The Hague. There's going to be an announcement. Who's she? What? Who's she? Who's she? What the fuck are you talking about? Oh. Yeah, Kamala. What? So shoo. Yeah, remember the day after the election, she was sitting on the floor drinking fucking wine, playing Connect 4? That rhymed and it's fucking ill. Bars. Do you remember? Squirrel! Sorry, my bad. No, it's all good. I'll let you know when you need to apologize to me. I'm very good at being the hurt party. I can play the victim too. So I woke up on that shit. I like rolled out of bed this morning and was like, that's why he filed the bill. That's why he did HR23. That motherfucker, man. Is it not becoming like increasingly clear for you where you're like, holy shit, Jared? Yeah. And what makes me wonder who else is in on this. David Sachs, Peter Thiel, Elon Musk. Do we need a JD Vance? Who do you want to keep going? I'm so excited. You got to search that video. I don't know why that people. Here's the thing. You can't listen. When I'm sitting here and you got people in the chat room that are like, I've seen the video. This is the guy's name. He's a Scottish reporter. You can't suspend your disbelief here. We're talking about a 30-second or less video where a guy's walking through an airport and he says, I'm on the way to The Hague. Apparently, there's going to be a big announcement regarding Israel and Palestine. I know you want to see it for yourself, but it's like, do you not believe that it happened? Multiple people sent it to me on the applications I'm on. Like somebody sent me a fucking email. Have you seen this shit? Yeah. And then like I woke up in my sleep, my restful fucking slumber. I might add. I slept like a goddamn baby last night. I went to bed at 8:15 and woke up at 6:30 this morning. Like I don't ever do that. And my woke up this morning and as I'm like getting out of bed, I'm like, that motherfucker, there's a reason he did that HR23 shit. All the way back to fucking Connect 4. Motherfuckers. They already got two of them. Morning. Can you explain what a host? Now listen, Lindsay, you could be asking a couple fucking questions here again. Let me explain. I'm guessing you mean the Hague, and that's spelled Hague, and I'm being sarcastic as fuck because I feel like you're here all the time. Better never fuck that up again. I just want to throw that out there. You could also mean the hog. I'm married, and you could also mean hag, and I'm gonna go with Marjorie Taylor Greene. You could also mean. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, it better be Hague is what you're asking, and that's Hague, and don't ever fuck that up again because you could also mean a couple fucking different things here. Okay, so Hague, okay, the Hague is in the Netherlands, and it is the home to the International Criminal Court and the International Court of Justice. Notable people that you would, not I'm not saying to you disrespectfully, but like you and I would know who worked there. Jack Smith fucking worked at the Hague. And remember, the president of the ICJ stepped down. That happened. Yeah. Do you remember Jack Smith dismissed without prejudice his reports? And then we were like, oh, look, the president of the ICJ stepped down. And I was like, oh, he just slides right into that spot. And then bing, bang, boom, we got charges dropping. Motherfuckers announcing the new president of the International Criminal Court of Justice, Jack Smith! And he comes out like, fuck all of you! Volume 2, charges, die! And you're just like, there ain't no motherfucking way. And then Jack Smith just goes back in, and you're just like, oh, like he's Batman. It's fucking incredible. What? Yeah, regular dude. Yeah. So that's the Hague, and then that was fucking gold. That was gold. That was like 45 seconds of fucking awesome. You're welcome for that. And then what was the other question? Oh, HR23. HR23 was a bill delegitimizing the International Criminal Court and making it so that the United States would only hold on. I'm not even gonna read this shit. This is off the top of the dome. It makes it so. Did you? We talked about that. Where I was like, oh, look at the Democrats preserving democracy. And like Donald Trump signed like 350 fucking bills. 4 of them got signed into fucking action. And I'm here like, Democrats voted together and shut down that HR23 bill. That was pretty important. And people were like, whatever. I got kicked off of TikTok for saying, when I was 15, I was going to blow my brains out. And my dog jumped on me and knocked the shotgun out of my hand. And instead, we blew out the window in the kitchen. And I had to go to the store and fix the window before my dad got home. And when I left to go get the window to fix the window, I got a phone call on my cell phone from my mentor. Her name was Laura Helm. And in that conversation, she told me that it's not about you. So if you wonder why some big brain motherfucker like me is sitting here explaining shit to you, well, somebody's got to deliver hope in a digestible format from a left-leaning angle that isn't a grifter that is going to flip, that whose personal political ideologies are rooted in something tangible like socialism. What time is it now in The Hague? Mio asks into their phone after they say Siri. Like, what is wrong with you? My cell phone is being used to play a live show. Perhaps it's Siri's turn. Bibi is scheduled to visit the White House on February 4th. That's so crazy. Do you know what February 3rd is? I'm thrilled at the possibility. I now understand why, and I'm not talking about The Sound of Music specifically in it within its context and what it has to do with it, but the way I woke up this morning, it's like, oh, that's how The Sound of Music happened. It's a bit. It's a bit. Stop. 6 hours ahead of us. Angela said 45, 45, 30. Ooh wee. Morning. Hey, Cece. 100,000 people have already signed a petition to have Donald Trump impeached again. I know, it's hilarious. I woke up this morning and was just like, God damn it, Donnie. Well, that explains HR23 then. Oh, so you're Jesus. Man, I feel like it's early for me and it's fucking mid-afternoon for you. Suck. It's 2 p.m. in the Netherlands. That's a funny. Hey, is anybody want to make a great fucking uh Rage Against the Machine like song? I just found the title. It's 2 p.m. in the Netherlands. For the record, punk music is anti-fascist. There, this one. I have to get on the phone for the first time today, and I'm wearing my Slytherin t-shirt, but I'm draped in Gryffindor, just in case you wonder. Sound is in and out, or is it just me? I think it's just you. So yeah, and I haven't seen anybody else make that content yet. So watch for your favorite content creators after they see my video today to suddenly have a unique idea in which they can put together for you why and how without referencing me. I expect many content creators to tag me today and be like, if it wasn't for Jared putting this all together, literally waking his dumbass up this morning and was just like, oh, that explains HR23. That explains the meeting at the Hague tomorrow to discuss Israel and Palestine, and Netanyahu and Putin have already been charged. Remember, I made a video. It got a lot of views. I think it was my first popular video. It's just me, and I say Benjamin Netanyahu, Elon Musk, Donald Trump, Vladimir Putin, Connect Four. And it was like the day after she was sitting there playing Connect Four with her kid drinking wine. I said, "Oh snap, TikTok drama. Oh yeah, we've been through it. There's two people on TikTok I don't fuck with, because they stole from me, and then when I called them out and just said like, you could just tag me, we could be friends. They retaliated and ordered their much larger followings to report my content until my account was banned. hmm I know that you know. Everybody knows exactly who it is. They even infiltrated our Discord and they were bleeding me, man. They were bleeding me out. Just a constant barrage of questions, and then I would make content, and then I would see content get posted, and I'm like, well, that's strange. I know who that person is now. So they even infiltrated our Discord and lied about their identity. Think about what kind of a depraved person you have to be to steal someone's content, retaliate against them, and then defame them, and also infiltrate their circle of friends, lie about who you are, and then continue to steal content from my circle of friends. And keep in mind, I haven't even said their name or identified them as male or female. So I don't have to do that. I'm not required to say their name, and I refuse to give them oxygen, except to tell you exactly what happened. And understand that the only reason that there hasn't been a cease and desist letter that they've bitched about on the internet, and the only reason that further charges haven't been filed is because it costs $19.50 to do it per charge, per person. And I also have to have representation in order to do that out of state. So you see, I'm just waiting until I have the money to do it and the time. But again, I'm not going to say your name, but I'm going to tell people when they ask exactly what happened and who done it, except to not say their name. Yeah, it's pretty disheartening Uh, to also understand that there's a very good chance that they're using AI. And that means that, again, they're stealing my content using sham technology. And that's how they get away with it. It's an AI. So all of you that fanboy over them also understand at least one of them is using an AI. And I don't even believe in that shit. Because why, Jared? Why don't you believe in artificial intelligence? I'm a senior at Purdue University studying data analytics, which includes the study of artificial intelligence. And it doesn't exist. In order for it to be true artificial intelligence, it would have to have a conscience. Um, it's not Siri. Siri is just deep machine learning. Think of Cortana from Halo. That's an artificial intelligence. It had thoughts, it had feelings, it didn't want to die. It wanted to save Master Chief and all of his Marines. I hope somebody is hearing this and they're like, this dude's fucking awesome. Yeah. That's an AI. What else? There's an AI in Mass Effect. It literally determines the course of events based on your decisions, and then it has either a pessimistic or optimistic, or it also, what else does that fucking AI do? Somebody back me up, and fucking in Andromeda, the one that you access in the ship, and it's fucking ill because they're stupid and easily manipulated, and I'm neither. I'm also highly educated, and I don't get paid enough to fucking lie to you. Most people get paid anything and they'll just fucking flip. And I'm not one of those people. You can't change my belief in like things that are facts. There's no such thing as artificial intelligence. You're literally willing to, like, the same people that believe in aliens, the same people that fucking think, you know what I mean? Vaccines are bad and artificial intelligence is real. It's not. It doesn't have a consciousness. It doesn't have a personality. Not a naturally occurring one. Until the computer develops its own consciousness based off its own principles and morals and thoughts and feelings like a human would. And do you see how it's like cryogenesis? It's not real. You can't get into a machine, freeze yourself, and live forever. I apparently have to tell everybody that too. Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Lindsay, I can speak to that too. So, you know what kind of cool shit NASA's done, and it makes me regret not just sticking it out and going to work for NASA? I'll tell you. Yesterday, they recovered a satellite that they sent to the edge of our galaxy to land on an asteroid, collect a sample, and flew it back to Earth. And we received this sample that we took off of an asteroid that is from outside of our galaxy. And do you know what they found? I'll tell you. They found of the 20 required elements for life, they found half. I think they found 10. Of the molecules that are required for DNA, they found all of them. So I just want to make sure everyone understands, on the off chance that aliens exist, they're most likely a lesser form of fucking human. A lot of people out there are like, there's an advanced species. Nope, there's not. There's really not. They're made of the same stuff we are. Therefore, they evolve similarly, and it just depends on their position as it refers to the sun that they rotate around in that. Yeah. So you see where I'm a socialist. I want everyone to have universal healthcare, education, income, and housing. And I also am educated enough to tell you that thinking that a robot can think on its own and develop its own thoughts and has a consciousness and feelings and thoughts and desires is fucking that's stupid. That's shit in comic books. It's not real. Just like cryogenesis. You can't get into a tank and freeze yourself and live forever. I just want to make sure you understand. Like, I live in reality. There's a reason that we haven't sent people outside of the galaxy. We can't. It takes too long to get there. It's because human beings weren't meant to withstand high G-force that high speed space travel needs. So you know when you see ships in space zipping and diving and ducking and dodging and doing crazy barrel rolls and shit in space. Hell no, it'd rip you to shreds. Just sorry to ruin fucking Star Wars space battles for you. Those objects are moving far too fast, turning too fast on axes that would literally your organs would come out your ass. I went to school to be a pilot. I wanted to be an astronaut. I've had my pilot's license. I wouldn't lie to you. Like, show me the money. Show me an alien. Oh, deformed life, human life that's deformed is not alien. Just because it don't look like you. And largely that's what it is. And people are like, what are you talking about? And I'm like, you've seen pictures of the big ass headed humanoid. And it's like that's like a pygmy. That's a deformed person that they've like bent the pictures to make you think that it's something else. Yeah, but Karen, my captions on for live. So I don't know. I'm in disability. I wonder if I do it. Anyway, we'll figure it out. I'll make it happen. I'm skipping. Sound is skipping. It shouldn't be. Is that better? Is it? How is it now? Is it better now? Because I'm connected to Ethernet. You know what I mean? Yeah, SL, I saw that. I said I'll look into turning captions on. Yeah. But I want to make sure, a lot of people are talking about maybe my mic. Nah, like if I stop talking, I just stop talking. That's, yeah. Okay. So obviously, first thing I see, uh, I want to point out Elon Musk did say it will take an airplane crashing and killing hundreds of people for them to change this crazy policy of DIE, which was him purposefully you know, miss saying DEI. Okay. So I want to point out it happened during Donald Trump's presidency, the second largest airline crash since 9/11. Yeah, it says captions unavailable. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. I tried to fix it and it won't let me do it while I'm live. So, if there was a way to fix it. That'd be great. But I'm using OBS. Okay. It is in OBS settings. And I went to YouTube while I'm live and tried to, yeah. Here's what else I gotta wonder. Okay. I gotta wonder. This helicopter crashes into this airliner. And it was pretty much like a head on crash. Okay. So if tracking, everybody tracking, it was like a head on crash. And I listened to the flight transponder, the actual communication between air traffic control and the pilots. So something to understand is you wouldn't ask the American Airlines pilot if you can see the helicopter out of the front of the plane because you ain't looking out the front of that aircraft. Okay. But I heard the Apache pilot say, yeah, we see him. Makes me wonder who was in that airplane. Does that make sense? A lot of people were like, you figure skaters, uh-huh, families, uh-huh. Who else was on that aircraft? Russians? Just wondering. I'm just wondering what else was on that aircraft. Priority Air Transport. Had a bunch of figure skaters on it, families and kids, and some Russians. So, what do you think happened? Let your mind wander. Two famous Russian figure skating coaches. Giannis, how many other Russians were on that flight? Devil's advocate here. Did they say see them as if they were trying to hit them or trying to avoid them? Pat was the Black Hawk. Oh, okay. That makes even more sense. Priority Air Transport. What was it transporting? There was only like 5 people on that craft. Yeah, Black Hawk left home from a home. I don't know about that. I'm not even debating that. That's not evidence I can corroborate, but I can listen to the transponder. That's on NTSB. That's on FAA. They would take it down if it wasn't real. Mhm. And all I'm saying is air traffic control says, can you see this jet? Yeah, I can see it. No idea how many Russians on that aircraft besides the two Russian figure skating coaches. 3 persons. There were 2 Russian skaters, 2 Russian coaches. Mm-hmm. Who else was on that aircraft? Did you see the video of the crash? Did that look like what happens when two airplanes strike? Hmm. News was reporting 4 survivors first. Now there's no talk of that. Hmm. Hmm. So here's a range of theories. Let's start with the most obvious. Yeah, I understand that, AC. That's the second time you said that. Priority transport was for the Black Hawk helicopter. It had apparently only had 3 people on it, because that's what people keep saying in the comments. There was only 3 people on that. Okay. What were they priority air transporting? And then this airplane had, and again, I'm not saying I'm glad they're dead. That's silly. I'm saying who was on the airplane? 2 famous Russian figure skating coaches and Russian skaters. Who else was on that airplane? Yeah, I watched the air traffic control um where you could see the position of the aircraft. I don't know what to tell you, man. The helos saw the airplane. The pilot said he saw it. That's why I said, did you see the video? It's a big explosion when they make contact. I know, that's why I posted in the comments, Joanne. I posted the top link in Reddit where it's Elon Musk saying it's going to take an airplane crashing and killing hundreds of people for them to change this crazy policy at DIE. DEI. He literally transposed the letters on purpose, Joanne. Like, what a dickhole. And then that shit happened. I'm not, Lori, we ain't fighting or nothing. Why are we deleting messages and shit? I hope you see, we're still on this election shit. But in regards to the plane crash involving the helicopter, obviously we're thinking about all the surviving family members, our thoughts and concerns. No, no, I'm not. No, 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 no. Hey, you know what? Figure skating is kind of Russia's shit. So I'm wondering how much those figure skating coaches were worth. If you really want me to toss it out there, there's a lot of money in being really good figure skating coaches. I'm thinking about money power. It was an accident. I don't buy that, though. I'll put it like this. I don't normally talk about this shit because it feels like if I was in a room of men, they would just be like dick measuring. I've jumped out of helicopters. I've flown on helos. I was in the Marine Corps infantry. You gotta kind of be a jack of all trades. Those helicopter pilots aren't fucking flying it into a fucking jet on accident. You would just fucking turn around. You could just stop flying in that direction, stop, hover in place, wait for the jet to pass, and go. You have absolutely no reason to hit that. You have way too much control in a helicopter for it to be crashing head on with a jet. And people's reaction is like, oh, that's a horrible accident. What? 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 The helicopter could just stop in midair and hover and let the jet just pass by a half a mile. We had no reason to be anywhere near each other. In fact, I'll say this, for them to have seen each other, for the air traffic controller to say, yeah, I see him, and still hit him, it screams neglect. Flew right into each other. Why? That doesn't make any sense. And it wasn't a full crew. I want to point this out. If you're telling me there's only 3 people on the helicopter, then it wasn't a full flight crew. It wasn't even all 5. That helicopter is supposed to have. I was in the fucking Marine Corps, infantry, during a time of war. I've been on helicopters. I can literally call a zillion people that were in the army that were around Blackhawks that I can ask how many crew members on a Blackhawk helicopter. How many were on that ship? Where did it take off from? And then Donald Trump come out here, blame Biden, Obama, DEI hires, and not the fact that he literally fired the head of the NLRB, the National Labor Relations Board, right? Helicopter could stop on a dime. That's what I'm telling you. That's what I just said. AC, no reason to get anywhere near each other. You could just swerve out of the way, dive out of the way. It's hard to go up in a helicopter, but like you could have dove out of the way. You could, and then nah, man, they flew, and there was a big explosion. Like you see them collide in the video, and then you see, and you're like, what the fuck was that? Oh, you can't see my hands. Like they just collided. That big ass explosion. It crushed. Like, yo, did we impeach this motherfucker yet? I don't fucking know, dude. Something's fucking. I'm in a goddamn upside down. Is what the fuck I am, bro. Ever since I started watching that show. Stranger Things. Apparently, Donald Trump's starting tariffs on Canada and Mexico. Stupid. North Korean troops in Russia taken off front lines. I wonder what's going to happen. Russia is deliberately launching attack drones at residential buildings. Awesome. Far right, AFD's win on asylum vote rocks German parliament. Where's JD Vance? Yeah. I feel like that's going to be the story of this whole situation. Where the fuck did he come from? But part of what my show needs to be dedicated towards today is understanding that Americans do not want war. The vast majority, I would venture to say 97% of all Americans do not want war. We certainly don't want war with our allies. This is all Donald Trump with very little support. He just has a lot of money behind him. Um, yeah, he's deliberately repeating the only book he's ever legitimately read, and that's Mein Kampf. Um, so keep in mind the rumor here is that Marco Rubio is going down to Panama to try to negotiate for the canal. I can tell you right now that's going to spark issue. Today is going to be a wild day. I can already tell you. I can already smell it. Yeah. But I read this thing from The Guardian where it says half of Danish people see the US as a threat and 78% oppose the sale of Greenland. And like I said, I just want to make my content and say, hey, I know that America does not want war. America does not want to invade Greenland. We don't want beef with Canada. We don't want it with Mexico. And it, you know, looks like Costco's raising retail hourly pay to over $30, and that's on Reuters. So if you need a job and you're not making $30 an hour and the economy is about to be really bad and the price of goods is going to go up, hey, if that's a pay raise for you, I need your ass either working in a Costco or you need to work from home. Take your money out, hide under your mattress. Yeah, get away from banks. Banks are failing right and left. Oh, you know how there's already been three violent January Sixers that have been muerte'd since they come out of jail after being pardoned? Well, here's a fourth one being charged being sentenced 10 years for getting in a deadly DUI crash. That's right. That's right. Three of them have been unalived by police, and a fourth just got a 10-year sentence for a DUI in which they killed someone. It did not leave from Langley. Hmm. Hmm. Well, here's what I say. I want to say that that crash is the Reichstag moment. Okay? I'll throw it out there. American service members and American military aircraft downed, killed, right? Right? Foreign, like highly successful people, Russian ice skating, figure skating coaches and skaters and their families. And who else was on that airplane? Died. And I think, but if he orders you to attack a NATO ally, that's not a lawful order. Night of the Long Knives, next in the playbook. As I've said, get 8 hours of sleep a night. You probably need to take a nap. Ideally, you drink water, and that you eat right and exercise. And not just exercise, but if you're gonna run and lift, you need to split that up. So you need to start your day lifting, end your day running, etc. You're gonna get a lot stronger and a lot faster if you do it. You're gonna double your laundry, or you can do what I've learned to do when I was on active duty, and that is wear as little as possible. And like runner shorts and like either no shirt or an A shirt. Obviously, if you're a female, that doesn't really work for me, Jared. But I also have a treadmill in my house, so I can just run inside in the shortest shorts possible. Because you don't feel so bad dirtying them and a pair of socks up if you're running and lifting. So again, I just want to have that little conversation whenever people start to panic and they're like, "What am I supposed to do?" Control what you can control. You can only do so much, and worrying about this to the degree you feel like you have to do something, you're years away from that. You're years away from that. So you have plenty of time to get ready and stay ready. And know that I'm literally telling you, at some point, it's just the purge. Years from now, but at some point, everywhere you go, you'll wear body armor. Everywhere you go, you'll be strapped. Everywhere you'll go, you'll do all the regular activities you do, knowing full well somebody could come in and try to just, get a really high kill count at a Chili's. I'm not saying that's now, but definitely in the next 5 to 10 years. Hmm? And so if you know that, and I've told everyone instead of focusing on proficiency with firearms, you should work harder to fit in body armor so that you could take a shot and not just die because you didn't spend $300 to $500 on a flak jacket. And I wouldn't lie to you. If I honestly felt like firearms training was going to save us all, well, we'd fucking default to that genius. But since it doesn't fucking work, and 57% of all gun deaths are self-inflicted, and even though we live in a very violent world, you are still more likely to brain yourself with that pistol than you are to be the hero. So perhaps a shotgun, perhaps a rifle. I would not recommend an AR because I plan to ban those. And I would work on like a 223 bolt action and just focus on well placed shots. And then know if they ever get inside 25 meters that you have to learn to defend yourself with a second weapon, like a shotgun. Put down the rifle, pick up the shotty. And then I'm just being logical about shit. And you're years away from that. So if you're years away from that, doesn't that sound like you need to be a lot stronger and probably have a lot more gas, like energy, to be able to think clearly when you're being fired upon? Aren't you years away from that? Well, mostly you're just years away from it athletically. I'm just being logical about it. I'm just, everybody wants to be, what's the movie? Wolverines. And they forget that those kids were even elite athletes. Remember, they were wrestlers. Those are the best athletes in your school. So I just want to make sure you understand we are years away from you needing to defend yourself like that. And moreover, I want you to be able to defend yourself. And that mostly has to do with you being a better athlete and being able to run away and sprint away. I don't need to do that on YouTube. I don't need to do that on YouTube. And I'm not telling people to be violent. I'm telling them that you're years away from that. And that mostly it has to be physical fitness. There's a reason that I tell people you need to get 8 hours of sleep. That's because your enemy doesn't do that. And so they're tired and they're not their best. And if you get 8 hours of sleep, you wake up and you have all the gas in the world, like I did this morning. And then you need to drink water. Why? You can directly tie hydration levels with injury levels. If kids are dehydrated and they're running around and shit, that's how you pull a hammy. That's how you blow out your calf. You know what I mean? It's it's how you pull your butt muscle. You know what I mean? Is just not being hydrated. And also being able to have clean water is the submission to hydrate. Hydrate, guarantee yourself clean water for today. Um, and everybody thinks I'm like speaking in code. I'm not. I'm telling you directly. Control what you can control. You cannot worry about things you can't control. Like everybody's like, "Oh no, is NATO gonna step in?" It's like, "Are you in NATO? Stop worrying about that. You got other stuff to talk about." Hey, how's your job? I vacillate between I'm the goat and I'm going to get fired constantly. It's just the kind of person I am. I do not try to become the focal point of every room that I enter. In fact, I try to defer that to other people. But as you've kind of figured out, and this is going to be the most asshole thing I've ever said in my entire life, and I'm looking at myself when I say it. Once I open my mouth, the show's over, kids. My trainer calls on me because he knows I know the correct answer. And I try to answer the question in as few words as possible. After saying, like, good morning, thank you for asking me to answer the question. Here's the answer. Have a good day, sir. And he's like, exactly right, Jared. Right? So, like I said, I vacillate between I'm the I'm the GOAT teammate. I'm the GOAT. I'm not a teacher's pet kind of person. I'm not that kind of guy. So I think my boss hates me, and I just try to like try to do and say things that there's no way he fucking hates me. You know what I mean? Like people are worried about like shit and they're having trouble sort of conveying success to other people. And I'm just like, "Hey, I've been in soft sales over the phone for the last 10 years. I'm maxed out on soft skills, okay? All the heavy hitters that I've worked with for the last fucking decade work at this company now. They're contacting me crying about the life-changing money they're making. My best friend for the last 90 days, I'm not talking about his paycheck he gets every other Friday. I'm talking about the bonus checks. 46,000 in 90 days. I don't know about you, but if you're also paying me 40K a year, and then in 90 days, the also supposed to be the slow season. I just want to laughingly tell you that my best friend made $46,000 in 90 days in what's supposed to be the slow season, and he's also very sick. He has health problems. Don't do drugs, kids. Hard drugs ever. It'll destroy your organs. The article in the Guardian's good. Marco Rubio is mentioned specifically, and I love it. Yeah, that's why when Trump wants to step out of NATO. Well, yeah, I mean, a lot of people don't understand why NATO exists. NATO exists so that the United States could keep a hold of Russia and prevent their expansion westward, where they just take over all these European countries. So it's almost like we knew this was going to happen, right? But yeah, someone asked, I vacillate between I'm the goat fucking coworker and I'm gonna get fired. I cussed on the first day after he let us go. But yeah, this isn't for kids, AC, just so you know. This is an adult YouTube. So the terms of service say you can't threaten violence. So I'm not violating YouTube's terms of service when I was talking about defending yourself in your house, just so you know. But we're years away from that. Donald J. Trump has committed treason so many times, it's crazy. Yeah. Can you do that as a side hustle? Or has to be full time all day, every day during the week? It's full time and you start later in the day. So work like 10 to 8, 10 to 6. I've worked 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. during training. Of course he does. But yeah, I don't think you can do it full part time. I mean, someone that works my job made $700,000 last year working full time. I'm going to say that again. Someone that works at the same position that I work made $700,000 last year. Is that how much your job pays? Nope. Hey, you might need to look into getting a job where I work. Use me as a reference. Once we know each other and shit. And also, uh, debt resolution works. I love cussing. It makes me feel better. Oh my God. Yeah, I cussed. So I didn't cuss all day in class the first day, like a little kid talking to his parents. I didn't cuss all day. And then what he did was, with like 15 minutes left, he cut us loose. And after he cut us loose, like, okay, everybody's off for the day. And if you want to go home, you can go home. I like raised my hand and I was like, everybody's real nervous and anxious. And, my best friend and a bunch of people I've worked with work here. And, you know, I just want y'all to know, the week before I applied, he called me crying and said he just paid $7,500 in fucking taxes. And my boss was like, whoa, 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 we can't curse. And in my brain, I was like, we're off the clock, sir. But I was in the military. You saying, but we're off the clock, sir, that's how you get in trouble. So I was just like, oh, I'm sorry. And I haven't cursed since. So I haven't cussed in that class since. And even though he had dismissed us for the day, I was in the military. It matters. So he had dismissed us for the day. And I cursed after that for the first time and only time. And so people are like, how do you think you're going to get fired? I cursed. And then if I fuck up and do something else wrong, it's like, holy shit, Jared, right? But every day since, someone has cursed during class while they're doing something that's like work related. And he's just been like, you can't curse. You've got to turn that off. Like when you're reading. Yeah. Yeah. Right. So if, for example, if I was to get in here and say my company name and say my boss's name and I was talking shit about them, that's how you get fired. But I'm not saying my company's name. I'm not talking shit about anything. I'm just talking about I cursed in class the first day. And then, like, every day since, he's had to correct someone cursing. And yesterday, I don't remember what the circumstances was, but I think he was calling someone out for cursing when we had a trainer in our, like another trainer in our room. And I raised my hand. And this, again, is how I vacillate between I'm the fucking goat. Like, I'm the goat employee. I'm a great communicator. I love technology and I can type like a fucking machine, right? I can do my job too, but like, you want to talk about like awesome in training? How about like I understand the shit and I ask questions where the instructor's like, that's a great fucking question, Jared. And they gotta like actually think. So I think like I said, I vacillate between like I'm the goat and he's gonna fucking fire me. So yesterday, after all these people had cursed, like a guy literally said, "You're damned if you do, damned if you don't," in a practice call. And he was just like, "What? You can't say that." Like, you can't cuss like that on the phone talking to somebody. And of course, half the class was like, "Wait, you can't say you're damned if you do, damned if you don't." And I had to type in the chat, "Damned is for sure a curse word." And a bunch of people did not know that's how you spelled damned. So then I had to raise my hand and ask to speak. And I said, hey, I just want to apologize. I ruined this for everyone. I cussed on the first day. And everybody busted out laughing. It's like I cursed all of us. And now I've inflicted it upon it. And I said, you'll have to forgive me. I was in the Marine Corps infantry and my daddy was in the Navy. I'm the son of a sailor. And I was in the Marine Corps. I'm cursed to curse. It's literally part of who I am. And fortunately for me, every job I've ever had, I've been one of the very best to do it because I can shut it off. and not curse for super long periods of time. But you goddamn right. The millisecond you turn it off, oh, I'm vulgar as hell. What are we talking about? Vulgarity is like part of my speech pattern. It's just something that you have to turn off when you're at work, and cussing will get you fired, right? Be mindful is what I was told here. Yeah, I'm a young buck. I'm only 41 years old. So yeah, well, I think I'm gonna wait until my next paycheck to start ASP. So we'll formally start the American Socialist Party. I think my next paycheck, because it's not that expensive. I might have to fix my credit to get the right bank accounts. Now that I think about it, but yeah, we won't be doing traditional fundraising. We'll do merchandise, and I'll work with like a local company to produce my merch. And um, you know, your dollars always get you something. You know, and there she says sugar and fudge. My boss said no. Like, don't even do that. The intent is there, and like I'm a certified professional with more than just a Better Business Bureau rating at risk. Does that make sense? So like I'm a step away from being a financial advisor or having to have like my series 3 or my series 6. Yeah, these are retirees in my comment section. Y'all are hilarious. I'm just giving you shit. Um but yeah, I think that's a pretty big deal today. I woke up this morning and was like, "Oh, that's why he put out HR23 right away trying to delegitimize the ICC." And there's a big old announcement at the Hague today. And it's like, "Oh, I wonder who helped finance Donald Trump's campaign, and Donald Trump interfered with peace negotiations during a genocide." In my mind, it makes Donald Trump guilty of like conspiracy to commit genocide. He aided in a genocide. Yeah, Peter Thiel, Elon Musk, all of them. I think I think Elon Musk is gonna catch charges from the ICC too. Look at my beard. Look at this. My fucking gray beard is like protruding today. Justice's waiting room t-shirts. I'll get on that shit. I need a design. I need a MacBook is what I need. I keep in mind I have a graphic design degree, and I told myself when I got here's what happened. Okay. Remember how I told you like we are the aliens and shit? Like we're the intelligent life form. I went to I went to school for graphic design because I lived with a really talented graphic designer, and he was making shit money. He's making $15 an hour, and his shit was everywhere. Like if we went to Pacers games or Colts games or the fucking grocery store or the gas station, his shit was everywhere, and he made $15 an hour. And I was just like, I could get you paid more than that. And he, for the record, you know what this scumbag piece of shit did? I get a degree in graphic design, and we started Minos Enterprises. For the record, if any of you ever wondered why when you Google me you find Minos Enterprises, is because I started a business called Minos Enterprises where my job was to find clients so that we could restructure, reorganize, redesign your business top down, inside out. Um, we had one client, they paid us like 25,000, okay? And I wanted to give most of the money to Justin because he did all the graphic design work. So I think we had a 50-50 deal, and I tried to give him more money, and that was the worst decision I've made professionally because he immediately moved out of the house that we lived in together, said he didn't want to be around me anymore because I'm not Christian, even though I was like, hey, you did more of the work here, you should get more of this money that we made off our first client. Waiting for justice and justice waiting. Yeah. And he immediately realized that like he could just have gotten himself the client and made all the money, and he disappeared out of my life. Um, that tells you about, how people will call themselves Christian in the millisecond that they realize that they think they can replace you. Oops, there you go. Oh, by the way, oh, listen, I'm on talking shit today. I just realized that. Not only did that person do that to me, like take the money and run, but he had taken me to his house to meet his family. And I noticed in his family's backyard, they had a pool that was also in their neighbor's yard. So I want to make sure you understand how this big ass pool in these people's backyard also went over into the neighbor's property. And I was like, y'all must be really close with your neighbors. Little neighbor girl comes running over. She's Justin's age. She's a cutie patootie. She's a realtor. I'm like, why ain't y'all together? The way they were hugging on each other and shit, it's just like, have y'all been best friends since you were little kids? And they were like, yeah. And I'm like, y'all never dated? No. And keep in mind, these kids, we're in our 20s. This is 15 years ago. But like, the first time I met him, his parents, and or his parents and his neighbors, I met his neighbor girl that was the same age as him. We're all in our 20s. And I was like, how come y'all ain't dating? Y'all are like, if you're in the room, Justin can't be with another girl if that girl's in the room because they're so cordial. It would make any woman insanely jealous. And for the record, while we were friends, Justin was pissed at me about this because he was like, "You did that in front of my family, where you were like, why aren't you together?" I just want to point out, after he took the money and ran, he uh he dated that girl for years, for years. Yeah, she left a marriage. They were together for years. I just want to point that out. What do you think the meeting at the Hague is going to bring to light? Further accusations of genocide. One thing about me is I'm gonna cuss. Yeah, can't do that. Can't do that at my job. Mm-mm. Can't draw attention to yourself. You just got to read the fucking script and be convincing. Just seek get rid of Trump. So here's what I see. Yeah, I've been an atheist. I think the last time I really thought I believed in God was like 2010. It's been about 15 years. So trying to find a be wary about joining groups. you need to have a group of people to go with. Don't worry about joining groups and shit. That's how you get on a watch list. Well, that answers the question for me. So here's a video of a Democratic Senator Chris Murphy on why Democrats are so quiet. So for the record, questions fucking answered. Remember how I've said, America, you're in danger, baby girl? And I've been saying this the whole fucking time. Like, hey, there's a reason I've been telling you get 8 hours of sleep a night and fucking hydrate and eat right and exercise and learn to defend yourself, ladies. I just listened to a little video of a Democratic elected official saying, hey, Democrats are quiet because they're receiving threats unlike they've ever received before, and it has required a lot of internal conversations about how to best protect me, my staff, and my family, my wife and my kids and shit. So if you want to know why the Democrats aren't rushing to the podium to tell you everything, one, it's a matter of national and international security. Two, they're in danger. They're receiving death threats unlike they've ever gotten since the pardoning of the January 6 rioters. So they've had to internally figure out the best way to combat this. So if you don't charge court in Hague started 124.25. Yeah, this SBS sees Unleashed Hell. Yeah. So there's here I post I think I posted it. Chris Murphy on why Democrats are so quiet. Oh, they owe their constituents. They owe them. No, they don't. Their jobs to their constituents. Their job is to their staff and to their families, and they get to decide how to prioritize that. And for the record, as someone that intends to be an elected official, fuck, I'm about to start a political party myself. My safety comes first. My and my wife's safety come first. And then my constituents, and then my staff. And I would argue my safety is paramount to me. Good to go. And it should be. Your safety should be paramount to you. Too many people are willing to make themselves put themselves in unsafe situations, and I'm just advising against. Like, there's a better way to fight this. I've called it the Great Tech Rebellion. Get Facebook, Threads, and IG off of your phone. Delete Facebook Messenger from your device. If you don't do anything else, if you don't get 8 hours of sleep, if you don't hydrate, if you don't eat right, if you don't exercise, fine. Get Facebook Messenger off of your device. There's a reason I'm telling you to do it. It's certainly not because I'm getting paid for every person that deletes Facebook Messenger from their device, but it's because it's an invasive application that, first of all, tracks your location and has access to your microphone and camera remotely. I'm going to say it again. Facebook Messenger tracks your location and has access to your microphone and camera remotely. And also, Facebook takes your private conversations and uses the data that it pulls out of your private conversations to influence the algorithm on its other applications. If that isn't the biggest fucking red flag I have ever shown you in your adult life, Facebook Messenger is not it. Get that shit the fuck off of your phone. Get rid of WhatsApp too. And while you're at it, get the fuck off of Twitter. Get that shit off of your phone. I did it too. I don't have those programs on my phone anymore. I'm not going to tell you to do something that I'm not fucking doing. Okay? It was very difficult to do. For like a week I didn't delete IG just because my wife was still sending me memes on IG. But I told her YouTube, TikTok, Blue Sky. That's it. Black these other apps the fuck out. Yeah. Well, understand this. So I was a journalist for 6 years for Vox Media, covering the Indianapolis Colts. It's an NFL football team. For those of you that don't know, I already I already was an NFL reporter. Like I've lived 1,000 fucking lives, kids, and this was a part-time job. Okay, there's a rhyme and a reason I'm sitting in this chair talking about things that have actually happened, pointing out things that mainstream media is not telling you. Yeah. I gave my phone number to people that I care about, which was one person. Almost everyone else, I'm assuming they'll contact me down the road, and my phone won't have those applications on it. So it's like about to be an interesting ride for a lot of people. Because, like I said, I think I'm going to wait until my next paycheck to start ASP. And we absolutely should get merchandise made for the Matriarchy. We should get merchandise made for the show and merchandise made for the American Socialist Party. And so at the end of every show, we also play Eat the Rich. So, one of my favorite songs from Aerosmith, other than like Sweet Emotion or which is fucking great. I fucking love that song too. Good for you. Good for all of you making moves. All I see you, all of you that are like, "Hey man, I fuck with that. I'll get rid of those apps." Yeah. And I wouldn't tell you this to your detriment. So if you own a business, if this is the only way you're able to communicate with people you care about, it's not what I'm talking about. Good to go? I'm not talking about you. But there are absolutely those of you that doom scroll Twitter, doom scroll IG, doom scroll Facebook, and that's your fucking 15-minute break. And I'm telling you, get the fuck off those apps. Go to Reddit, go to TikTok while it's still here. And I'm waiting for the replacement. Okay? So everybody have a fantastic day. It's Friday. I think I gave you the best news ever. Big old meeting at the Hague today. Mm-mm, 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 mm-mm. 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 I mean, they keep kicking me off that platform. I'm on Clapper and YouTube right now. And I post everything on YouTube first. Right, yay! And yeah, by the way, everybody said I'm gonna have to wait until Friday to hit you up, Jared, but I'm gonna give you some money because you do so good on your show. I did not block you. I didn't block you. Stop saying it, or I'll block you here. What the fuck are you talking about? Have a good day. Yeah, I would not block you on purpose. I haven't seen your info on TikTok. Yeah, so I post everything on YouTube first, and then if I think I should do that, I'll send it to the old one. Yeah, so everything I'm posting on YouTube, I post it on, or everything I'm posting on TikTok, YouTube first. I just want to point out that most of my comments on TikTok about the video I posted this morning about the meeting at the Hague is people trying to correct me and be about it's about charges related to Israel and Palestine. It doesn't have anything to do with the US. And it's like, I know. That's what I said in the video. I literally said it's about Israel and Palestine, and BB already has charges. Vladimir Putin already has charges. Who do you think the next two people to get charges are? Donald Trump and Elon Musk. Ooh, I do not have Cash App. Sorry. Have a good day, though. I don't hurt too much about the money. It's all good. How do we do that again? How do we do what again? Al, before I go, what are you talking about? How do we do what again? Come on, Al. Oh, buddy. All right, Al. Oh, how do we do that again? PayPal or Venmo? Do you want? I'll give you. Do you see the pins? I thought you were gonna ask me something else. For the record, Yeah, I thought he had a question. That's the only reason I stuck around. I don't know why that just happened. Oh my God, that's insane. I'm trying to click the PayPal link and copy and paste it for you. There, Al. Immunity, long be overdue. Oh, that's a great question, Dina. I tell you. I have the app on my phone. I just something. I was just told not to do that. I was told don't do that. But I don't. If people want to give me money, I'm not gonna get out of your way. You know what I mean? You, Venom, and Mania. Mm, I'm giving money to you. Yeah. Yeah, I don't, because I'm not a grifter. I don't have like a Patreon that I'm jamming down anybody's throat. Apparently, you can subscribe to my channel now. It's like $3 a month, but you know what I mean? I don't want you to come away from my show and think all he did was ask for money. It's the last thing. I don't do it early, mid, I do it late, very late, because I don't want people to see that as the forefront of my project, of, me establishing the American Socialist Party and waiting until I have the money personally based off my labor to make that happen is me, instead of saying, pay for this for me, I'm going to pay my own money to establish the American Socialist Party. Right? Yeah. Mm, hey, on Cash App, are you ready for this? To the surprise of no one. Yeah. You should. You should come away with my show looking at for books. You should have come away from my show with a deeper appreciation for reading actual bills, reading laws, reading executive orders, understanding a lot of what Donald Trump's done so far is blow smoke. 400 fucking executive orders and presidential orders, and ask me how many of them made it to the Federal Register and didn't immediately result in a lawsuit. I'll tell you about 30. Did you hear what I just said? Donald Trump has signed 400 plus presidential and executive orders. And how many of them are on the Federal Register? 40. He won't last long. You got to remember, as soon as Donald Trump's out of the way, you can charge him after you've removed him, Mr. President. Allegorical elegy. Love y'all. Have a good day. I gotta go to work. Oh, there will be. There will be justice. It's just not going to look like or feel like or sound like what you think it does.